Okay, so we left off where we put in the else. So remember I said that the if statement is a binary. So right after the if would be what steps are taken if the condition that you set is true. After the else would be the path you would take if this check here is not true. If it's false, then it would go down here. So for the else we said message box, you canceled the import. Okay, so, and then end if. Okay, so we did that. All right, so click at the end of dim import file as variant and press enter. Press tab. So we're going to do tab for each import file name in selected items. So let me explain this after I type it, and then let me actually come down here and do the we're going to put a next here. So this is a for next statement, and what that does is it repeats, right? So we do whatever's in between it for as many file names as the person enters. So for each name in this bucket that we set, we're going to import it, okay? So that's what that does. So every for has to have a next. Okay, so let's read and make sure. For each imported in selected items, click before and highlight, press tab. Okay, we already indented that. So delete the text right here, because we don't want it to be just that name. We want it to be, got to get rid of the quotes because we're going to put that variable import file name in there. Okay, so instead of having a specific name like we did in the macro where you could only import that one name, we're making it so that you can use the same process to import any files that you want. Okay, so import file name, which is what is capturing the names, right? This, we're setting this bucket up. It contains the file names that we're pulling in, right? And so each time it's going to import it to our participant table and then go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one until we're all done. Then it's going to pop out of the end if and all right, so let me take some time and make sure I am missing, okay, so I'm missing an end with. So do you see this with? I'm going to come after the end if and do end with, okay? So every if needs an end, every with needs an end. An if doesn't necessarily have to have an else, but it has to have an end. Every for needs a next. And that's one of the reasons that you indent like that, because it's very easy to visually take. If I printed this out, I could go from here to else to end, boom. For, next, with, end with, okay? So I'm gonna do save because that looks pretty good. And it says close the visual editor and close the macro. So we saved it. We're gonna go, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We wanted to actually close it. There's my, and we're going to close our macro. Okay. Sorry, let me get this lined up here. All right, so we're done with 11. So now let's do 12. Open the Form Imports form in Design View. Okay. All right, open the property sheet for the Import New Participant button. So I'm going to select it, property sheet. Here's my property sheet. Use the code builder to create an embedded macro on the on-click event. Okay, so what? Okay, so let's think about what we're going to do here. We opened it, we opened the property for this button, import participant. Use the code builder to create an embedded macro on the on-click event. So what I want to do, property sheet, is I want to go to data and then, event, because we want to say when somebody, okay, all right, so sorry. So I have this selected, right? And do you see this on click? We're going to, so I'm in the event and this on click. So what we want to do is use the code builder to create an on-click event. So I'm going to do this. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Hold on, sorry guys. Event procedure. I did the arrow down, not the ellipses. So we're going to do an event procedure, and where am I at over here? Use the code builder to create an embedded macro on the on-click event. On the blank line of the sub, press tab. Okay, I keep losing my, okay, click. Okay, so we use the arrow to make event procedure. Once it says event procedure, then we're going to build it with the ellipses. Okay, so let me make sure I did that. Event, click on the ellipses, and there we go. So now we're gonna use this build, and this is a sub, right? So a sub and a function are really both routines. The difference is that functions can return a value, and subs only accept it. They never send anything back out. Okay, so what we're going to do here is tab and then call MCR import participants to call, and that's because that's the name of our Visual Basic procedure, right? So we're going to save it. We're going to close it. And then we're back here. All right. So close, save the changes. So we're going to save this form, close the form. We're done with 12. All right. Open the Form Puts menu navigation form. Click the Imports tab. Click the New Import button. So now we're going to test it. Fingers crossed, right? Okay. Click the new Import New. Hey, there's our name, right? So if we look back up here where we did our where is it when we did our title? I'm losing it. But anyhow, remember up here we did the dot title. Oh, here, title property. Select new participant. Look, it's right here. Select new participants list, right? So that's what that does. Now I can pick files. So let's see. It says navigate to the folder where that is. So in mine's in downloads. Oops. I boo-booed there. I gotta find it. Let's see if it lets me do this. Okay, chapter 13, subfolder, and list. Open. Okay. Select it. Verify the import worked successfully. Click the participant tab and verify that the last record is 1009. Sweet, it is. All right, so we're done with 13. I'm going to end this movie. I'll pick up with 14 on the next one. All right, thanks, guys.